Hey guys, it's Aman
and Christina
from
from
Our
Our
Rich
Rich
Journey.
Journey. In this video, we are going to be talking about travel hacking and how we travel the world all the time completely for free. Now, we did a video on this about a year ago, and we received so many comments about that. And so it got us thinking, we want to do a video where we respond to all of the comments that we had from our previous video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about travel hacking, traveling the world for free, and the common questions that we got from our previous video.
Now, if you haven't looked at our other video, go check it out. But we will warn you, this was our first video and we were terrible on the camera. We've gotten a little better since then. But in that video, we break down exactly what travel hacking is, what you should be doing in order to do it successfully. We're not gonna focus on a lot of those mechanics in this video. What we're gonna be doing is focusing more on the details, the little intricacies of travel hacking.
So in these past 2 years, we have travel hacked free vacations to places like Singapore, Okinawa, Japan, Spain, Portugal, France, Italy, Thailand, Hawaii. So first, a quick summary of what travel hacking is. So travel hacking involves the use of credit cards to get free flights and hotel points for free travel. The way you do this is by signing up for credit cards with sign-up bonuses. You meet the minimum requirements for the sign-up bonuses and you get a substantial number of bonus points to be used for free flights and hotels.
So when we try to explain this concept of travel hacking to our friends and family, we always get a lot of funny looks or they misinterpret it. Really, the focus is using the sign-up bonus. It is that first bonus when you sign up for a card, and you use those bonus points in order to pay for flights, hotels, cars, whatever the case may be. If you remember years ago when you were in college, or maybe you still see this now, people will give you a Frisbee or a t-shirt to sign up for a credit card. Well, that is ridiculous because what you want to do is sign up for the cards that have these huge bonuses like 50,000 miles or 60,000 hotel points, and you use those points from the sign-up bonus in order to pay for those flights and hotels.
So under that framework, now knowing what travel hacking is, let's go through some of the common comments that we got on our previous video about travel hacking.
A question that we get a lot of is that with some of these cards, you have to meet the minimum spend within 90 days. And sometimes that minimum spend can be $3,000 to $5,000. So over 3 months, you have to spend that kind of money in order to get the bonus. Well, people question, what is it that you guys are buying to be able to spend that kind of amount of money in that amount of time? Well, we aren't spending extra money on anything in particular. What we are doing is putting our everyday expenses on those cards. And for a family of 4 that lives in a major city like we do, we spend that much on everyday expenses over 3 months.
Now, it's important to note that we are using our credit cards and only spending on those things that we would typically be purchasing anyways. So we use our cards to purchase groceries, for gas, for car insurance, for our medical and dental bills, and any other common things like utilities, cable, internet, phone, those types of things.
Now, we are also very strategic when it comes to getting a card when we know that we have a big bill coming up, because sometimes those big bills can meet the spend bonus by itself.
So the next question that we get a lot is about whether or not it impacts your credit score negatively. Now, we addressed this in our first video, but we still got questions about it. So we later did another video about credit scores and how to increase your credit scores. And the idea behind a credit score and signing up for credit card bonuses for travel hacking really is based off of the idea of credit card utilization. So credit utilization ratio makes up 30% of your credit score. And when you're taking out multiple credit cards for travel hacking, this impacts your credit utilization ratio. A credit utilization ratio is the amount of revolving credit you're currently using divided by the total amount of revolving credit you have available. When you have a credit utilization ratio of less than 10%, this ratio is considered excellent. So the reason why we discuss credit utilization ratios is because it is tied to travel hacking. The more cards that you take out in order to travel hack actually impacts your credit utilization ratio because you're increasing the available credit that you have every time you take out a new credit card.
So in other words, if you have one credit card and you put 50% of your spending on that credit card, your utilization ratio is 50%. But if you have 10 credit cards and you only use one credit card and you utilize 50% of that card, I can't do the math, but you know what I mean. You're only utilizing a very small percentage on that one card of all these other cards that you have. And this is our case.
So to answer the question as to whether or not taking out multiple credit cards for travel hacking impacts your credit score negatively, for us personally, this has not been the case. And actually, our scores have increased since we began credit card hacking.
But again, to learn more about credit card utilization, check out the video we did on increasing your credit score. Another question that we get a lot of is, do you cancel your credit cards? And the answer is, it all depends. First of all, we have a core group of cards that we have had since the beginning. These are the credit cards that we use to maintain our long credit history. You see, the problem with getting a card and canceling it too quickly is that it reduces your credit history. It reduces the amount of time you have had credit. But because we have a core group of cards that we have had for a very long time, when we use a card just for credit card hacking and then close that card, it doesn't impact our overall credit history. So we have this core group of cards that are set aside to maintain our credit history. And then the cards that we use for credit card hacking, after we get the initial bonus, we have to make a decision because some of these cards have an annual fee. It's like a membership fee just to keep the card. Some fees are as high as $200, $300, $400 just to keep the card.
So once we get to that point, right before the credit card company is going to start charging us those annual fees, we will reach out to the credit card companies and we will ask for those fees to be waived. And it's really amazing. If you haven't done this before, we get the majority of those fees waived. I would say about 75% of the cases of our credit cards, those credit card companies will waive the fees for us, and so we will keep the card and we won't cancel it.
So for the cards that will not waive the fee, we take a look and figure out whether or not it's worth it to keep that card. Because sometimes those fees can be minor and they give you a bonus for that renewal year. I mean, there are some cards that will give you a free hotel room at any hotel you want to stay at, and their annual fee is less than $100. So those are the types of things that we take into consideration whether or not we keep a card or let it go.
So the next question that we get a lot is, how do we keep track of all of our cards? Now, in order to get all of these free trips, we take out a lot of cards and we have to be very diligent about how we're spending the money, when we're spending the money, because the most important thing is to make that spending requirement in order to get to the bonus, the big bonus. So the way we do that is we track it on a spreadsheet.
Now, you know, we love to create spreadsheets. We have spreadsheets for everything. If you've been to our website, you know that we give away our stock portfolio budget spreadsheet, our budget spreadsheet. I think we got some other spreadsheets on there too. But we also keep a spreadsheet for the credit cards. And that spreadsheet is very, very valuable because it helps us do our master planning for all of our trips.
So you can create your own spreadsheet, or you can use the spreadsheet that we use. Just go to ourrichjourney.com and you can get a free copy of the spreadsheet that we use. But the most important thing here to note is that you must keep track of all of your credit cards, when your spending is due, and how many points you're getting from those.
The next question we get is which cards I should sign up for. And there is a strategy to this. Now, if you haven't heard of something called the Chase Gauntlet, this is what a lot of travel hackers do, where they start off their travel hacking with Chase cards. And the reason they do that is because Chase has a limit on the number of cards you can have all together in order to get their bonuses. So with Chase, you're only allowed to have 5 cards out at a time.
Chase's policy is known as the 524 rule. So generally, you're not going to be approved for Chase Rewards cards if you've opened 5 or more cards in the past 24 months. And these are 5 or more cards from anyone, not just Chase.
So we like Chase cards the best because their bonus points are the most valuable because you can use them on a number of different things. You can use them for hotels, for flights, for cars. You can even get cash back with their points.
So we mention this because a lot of people that are new to travel hacking don't know about the Chase 524 rule, and they'll take out all these other different cards, and then when they realize that they want to take out a Chase card, they've reached that 524 max and they can't take out any of those Chase cards. So the best workaround to this is to take out the Chase cards first. Use your 5 first cards as Chase cards and then look for other cards that don't impose that 524 rule.
And the last question we want to answer is, how do you get so many points to do all of this traveling? It just doesn't seem mathematically possible for you to get all of those points and be able to go on all of those trips. There's no way you can sign up for that many cards. And the trick with that is we get referral bonus points. You see, when I sign up for a card, I do not put Christina as an authorized user. I use that card, so that when I refer her to her own card, she gets those points and I get a referral bonus.
So this is a tip that a lot of people that are new to travel hacking don't know, and you can miss a lot of bonus points just from this. So when you sign up for a new credit card, make sure that you sign up by yourself. Do not include your spouse or your partner. And then once you get the referral code, send that to your spouse or your partner and allow them to sign up with that code, and you get a ton of bonus points that way. So that is our credit card / travel hacking update. Now, like I said, we have been everywhere. We have traveled the world and we are doing it for free because of travel hacking. And if you have more questions about travel hacking, which we think is so amazing, please leave a comment down below. Of course, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.